This is the story of Daniel, a young noble from Judah whose unshakable faith brought him to prominence in the courts of powerful rulers. His life, marked by divine miracles and prophetic visions, showcases the power of steadfast belief. Join us as we uncover the incredible journey of Daniel, whose faith shaped history and continues to inspire. Daniel is one of the major prophets in the Bible, known for his unwavering faith, wisdom, and ability to interpret dreams. His story is found in the book of Daniel in the Old Testament, which details his life from his early days in Jerusalem to his rise to prominence in the courts of Babylon and Medo-Persia. Daniel's life is a powerful testament to faithfulness in the face of adversity and God's sovereignty over human history. The story of Daniel takes place during a time of great turmoil in ancient history, when Babylon was becoming a dominant empire and conquering neighboring lands, including Jerusalem. Daniel, a young man from a noble family in Israel, was among those taken captive to Babylon by King Nebuchadnezzar around 605 BC. This marked the start of what's known as the Babylonian exile for the Jewish people, a period of displacement and cultural challenge as they were uprooted from their homeland. Daniel was born into a noble family in the kingdom of Judah around the late 7th century BC. He was likely a young teenager when King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon besieged Jerusalem and took many Israelites captive, including Daniel and other youths of noble birth. These young captives were chosen for their potential to serve in the king's court due to their intelligence, appearance, and education. Upon their arrival in Babylon, Daniel and his friends Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah faced a significant cultural and religious challenge. They were given new Babylonian names, Belteshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and enrolled in a 3-year training program designed to make them adopt Babylonian customs and beliefs. This program included learning the Babylonian language and literature, preparing them for service in the royal court under King Nebuchadnezzar. Despite the pressures to conform, Daniel and his friends remained steadfast in their Jewish faith. One notable act of their faithfulness was their refusal to eat the food and drink the wine provided by the king. This decision was not merely about dietary preferences, but a commitment to uphold Jewish dietary laws, which prohibited certain foods as unclean. Daniel's steadfast devotion to Yahweh, the God of Israel, was central to his character. He and his friends chose to eat vegetables and drink water instead of the royal provisions. This act of faith was a risk, as it could have angered the king and endangered their lives. However, their commitment to God's laws was unwavering. God honored Daniel and his friends' faithfulness. They not only maintained their health, but also excelled in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In fact, they surpassed all the other trainees who ate the king's food. This divine blessing was evident as they demonstrated exceptional abilities in interpreting dreams, understanding visions, and offering wise counsel to the king. Daniel's ability to interpret dreams brought him into favor with King Nebuchadnezzar. When the king had a disturbing dream that none of his wise men could interpret, Daniel prayed to God for wisdom and revealed the dream's meaning. The dream, involving a great statue made of various materials, foretold the rise and fall of kingdoms. Impressed by Daniel's insight, Nebuchadnezzar promoted him to a high position in the kingdom and made him ruler over the entire province of Babylon. Daniel's faith was continually tested throughout his life. During the reign of Belshazzar, Nebuchadnezzar's successor, Daniel interpreted the mysterious handwriting on the wall during a royal feast, predicting the imminent fall of Babylon to the Medes and Persians. That same night the prophecy was fulfilled and Babylon was conquered. Under the new ruler, Darius the Mede, Daniel's integrity and exceptional abilities led Darius to plan to set him over the entire kingdom. This incited jealousy among the other officials, who conspired to trap Daniel by exploiting his devotion to God. They persuaded Darius to issue a decree that anyone who prayed to any god or man other than the king for 30 days would be thrown into the lion's den. Despite the decree, Daniel continued his practice of praying 3 times a day to God. The officials reported him, and, bound by the decree, Darius reluctantly ordered Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. That night, Darius was troubled and unable to sleep. At dawn, he hurried to the lion's den and called out to Daniel, hoping for a miracle. Daniel responded, explaining that God had sent an angel to shut the lions' mouths. Overjoyed, Darius had Daniel lifted from the den and ordered his accusers thrown into it, where they were immediately killed. Darius then issued a decree that all in his kingdom should fear and revere the God of Daniel. Daniel continued to serve faithfully under the reign of Cyrus the Persian. In his later years, he received visions and prophecies about future kingdoms and the end times, many of which are recorded in the latter chapters of the book of Daniel. These visions provided insights into the coming of the Messiah and the ultimate triumph of God's kingdom. Daniel's life is a remarkable story of faith, courage, and divine intervention. From his early days as a captive in Babylon to his rise as a trusted advisor to multiple kings, Daniel remained steadfast in his faith and unwavering in his commitment to God. His story serves as an enduring inspiration for believers, demonstrating that faithfulness to God, even in the face of great trials, brings divine protection and favor.